right, here's a question.
Yeah,
Is
lay it on me.
living together before marriage the new normal? By age 30, 3 of every 4 women have lived with a partner without being married. The study by the CDC says about 40% of these couples got married within 3 years. About a third stayed together without getting married.
It's a very hot topic. We've debated it on this show. Experts say some that living together is a good test. Others say if you're sliding into it instead of deciding into it, it could cause real problems. So we have right now Hope on our show, a dating expert. Hope, it's good to see you, my dear.
Good to be here, Chris.
Let's talk out of the gate. I've been with my partner 3 years.
Okay.
We live together, and that's how it actually, for a long time, we've lived together.
Okay.
Is that, I would argue, you get to know the person, you get to know their habits,
right,
and you can decide whether you're compatible in every way. Is that right or not?
Absolutely, in my opinion. And I mean, I think it's different for every couple. You know, some couples have a strong belief that they don't want to live together prior to marriage. Maybe it's a religious belief. In that case, every couple's unique. But what I'm hearing, especially with younger people, it's almost like a test drive for the relationship. You know, before you purchase the car, you want to, you know, get a good feel of how it works.
But this is my question, because someone once told me it's a terrible idea to live with anyone before you're married because you let the little things get to you and you're not seeing the big picture. Once you're married, it's about the rest of your life together, and the big picture is marriage. The big picture is a family. But when you're not married yet, you let the little things, like leaving the toothpaste cap off the toothpaste or not putting the lid down on the toilet seat, you let those little things become big things when really they're not in the big scheme of things.
Absolutely. And you know, it can be an advantage, it can be a disadvantage. You know, you could say too that you're going into the marriage knowing, are these things I can live with? Is it the cap on the toothpaste, or does he stay up till 3 a.m. a couple nights a week and you didn't know playing Xbox? You know,
oh Lord,
these things that
I know somebody where that's their issue. Okay, so I read an article just last night, and I mentioned this before. It said that couples who kind of slide into marriage, we've lived together for 5 years, let's just go ahead and tie the knot, aren't as successful as couples who decide, you know, I love you, let's get married. So is there the risk that, well, we've just lived together for 5 years, we might as well do?
Complacency.
Right. Can you become complacent?
It happens, but I really suggest to couples that they have serious conversations before you move in together. You know, there are some people, they do not want to get married. It's not a priority for them. The marriage license is not important. So talk to your partner. What are our goals? Are we moving in together? A lot of women will move in with somebody because they're ready for the ring. So they think, okay, that's the next step. So if you're looking at moving in as a stepping stone to marriage, if you haven't had that conversation, you need to have it.
Yeah, because the guy might just be, well, you know what, it'll be easier.
Exactly.
I don't have to drive to your house.
Or it makes financial sense. You never want to jump in for a reason like that.
What do you tell people in terms of a timeline? When do you have that conversation?
Oh, that's a good point.
It is. And again, I think it's totally unique to every couple, because I have clients that they moved in together very quickly, and I said, you might want to be a little bit more cautious, and have since married, been married for years, everything's great. You know, I have other clients that they have been living together 3 or 4 years. They're not even thinking about marriage right now. So I think it just depends on the couple and how long you're together before. I mean, I know couples that get married very quickly too, but it's unique to you and your relationship.
We're out of time, but very quickly I want to ask you, because someone mentioned this to me. Now, what about if you're living together and, you know, I'm not going to tell my mom and dad, grandma and grandpa wouldn't approve. Living together and keeping it a secret, yes or no?
No.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Even if mom and dad are not going to approve.
I mean, you have to have that conversation and know yourself. If I'm prepared to make this step, then you can't keep your most important person a secret.
I know a lot of people who do that, and that is, I can't imagine having to lie to your family every day.
Not fair to anyone involved.
No, agreed.
As always, you're fantastic. Great advice, good tips, and there you have it.
Me.
Hope,
all right, stick around. Maybe you want some ice cream, huh?
Sure.
That brings couples together.
Who doesn't want ice cream, right? It is.